we're back with another league race here in FXR, the brand new league then on F1 2020, and today we've got the 16th round of the season, the Singapore Grand Prix, and this is my best lap then in qualifying. Pyro is our nearest challenger at the moment, but his best lap was actually on mediums, contrary to what it says there, but I guess he was just out on the soft tyres just to see what they were like, but yeah, his best lap time was on the mediums, so we're looking pretty unchallenged at the moment, but well, the real question is whether this is actually the right decision to be going on the soft tyres here instead of the mediums. I was quite a bit slower than Pyro when I did the mediums as well, so that's why I went for it on the softs, because I was thinking some other people are probably going to go on soft tyres as well, and they're going to bump me down the grid a bit, so that's why I was out here on the softs. But yeah, we go into this then with a chance to actually wrap up the title today then. If you was in the end of the last episode, I did put in a few of the title permutations, I think that's the word, that, well, for what needs to happen to win the title today. It is quite unlikely. I need to win the race and I think get the fastest lap. I also need Psycho Swish to score less than 2 points, I believe it is. So even if that happens, I believe if Pyro's in the top 4, or it might be if Pyro's in the top 5 and Korg is in the top 4, if any of those things happen, then it's not going to happen today. So the chances are at least one of those people is going to get the result they need to stay in the title race. So I don't think it's very likely that we're going to wrap up the title today, but we are going to get pole position at least. And here are the 4 results then, and as you can see, Pyro there potentially looking quite good because he is second on the grid with the medium tyres, and it actually turned out that I would have been second on the grid if I'd just gone with my medium lap time there, so possibly a bit of a mistake there. I went into this not really knowing what the optimum strategy was, so I just went for it because it was a short quali. I just went from the soft tyres. Psycho Fish interestingly didn't say a lap there. I think he just had a few failed attempts there, and I think maybe got blocked at some point. Now you're just watching me start on the grid here, and that's because I was not at my chair. We normally have a 5-minute break before the race, but someone did not get the memo about that, and yeah, that's why we're not seeing any of the strategy information there. But thankfully I got back just in time to do the formation lap. But yeah, that's certainly not the ideal way to start things, because I didn't know what the strategy was, and it also put in way more fuel than I would have wanted first race, because there's bound to be some safety cars here. So I think there's going to be a good chance here that we'll be running in rich for a lot of this early part of the race then, just to burn off some of this extra fuel. But we'll see what we can do then. We ideally want to get a good start here then, just try and pull away from Pyro, because it looks like we may well be having to do a 2-stop here depending on how bad the tyre wear is, as we now line up then on the grid and the lights are coming on now. And away we go. It's a decent start for us then from pole position, but Pyro's gone with then towards turn 1. He's on the inside. He managed to brake quite late there, but maybe just outbraked ourselves a little bit. Into turn 3, he's got the inside line, and he's actually going to overtake us then, and up into lead he goes. We'll have to see if we can fight back here then, but it looks like he's just about got his one covered then, and he's up then into the lead of the race. That is certainly not what we needed then, as we've got John close behind us as well. But we're using Rich and we're using overtake here to close back up, but just not close enough there to really go for on the brakes. That would have been quite a silly thing to do there, to have tried to risk it away inside, because we weren't really close enough at all there to go for that move. We see a replay then of the start, and Pyro just had a very good start compared to us there, considering he was on the medium tyres as well, and he manages to get through there then. And I was going to say it was all quite tidy, but then a racing point went into the wall there in the background. But yeah, we're just seeing here then Pyro just about then holding on to that lead at the start of this race, and that is how things are going to stay then. He's already building out a lead then. He was a long way clear of being qualifying when we were both on medium, so it's not really a surprise, and he's looking very good at this stage then. On to lap 5, he's now 4 seconds clear, but there's also a threat emerging from behind as well, because Psycho Swish then, who did not set a qualifying time, also started on mediums, and he's now up to 3rd then. He's 10 seconds behind, but still he could quite quickly close that down, I would imagine, if he's already up to 3rd place in this race. So we're looking at potentially only maybe 3rd place in today, but that would still be a solid result. Well, in terms of the championship, the virtual safety car comes out then because the Doug J has crashed out of the race then. and we are going to use this opportunity now then to make a pit stop because our tyre wear was quite bad. Now the virtual safety car was just ending, but I think we may have just saved like a second or two there because obviously it was still out for a couple of seconds there when we came in, so we may have saved a little bit of time there compared to a normal pit stop. But we're on to the medium tyres now then. These obviously won't go to the end, but we'll probably make another stop for, well, I guess mediums at some point later on in the race then, because I don't think the soft tyres really seem to have that much life in them, so I think it's much more likely that we'll be on the medium tyres again when we next pit. Psycho's Vicious passed then, so is Hood Rat, so we're down to 4th place then, and you can see that we're 17 seconds behind Psycho's Fish, so it's just such a long pit lane, especially with the slower pit limiter and quite a narrow pit exit as well, so you do just lose so much time when you pit here, so yeah, the one stop may well have been the way to go here. As we see then, we were certainly on a charge there, we went straight to it, then we set a fastest lap, we're already bringing that gap down very quickly then to the cars in front of us, and before too long we'd also caught Hood Rat then in the Mercedes, and we'll be looking to get ourselves back onto the podium here then, as we're following the Mercedes N3's final few corners. Not really anywhere to overtake here then, but there is DRS on the pit straight, which you don't often see put to much use here, but we're going to manage to get it done then, so we just had a much better drive out the final corner, and we're up into 3rd place then. 26 seconds behind Pyro, but he has got himself a 3-second penalty, so that could be crucial later on. Psychofish already also has a 5-second penalty as well, which I assume is a pit lane, well, one that he said in the pit lane, but I don't know what he had it for there. But yeah, we just continue to bring the gap down then with these fresh mediums, setting another fast lap here now then, really starting to bring down the gap to both of them here, and really starting to bring ourselves back into play with this 2-stop, as we see Pyro now pits then on lap 12 there then, and that's to go into the hard tyres then to the end of the race, so we'll see what his pace is like on those. Meanwhile, we're just really bringing the gap down to Psycho's Wish now, we're less than 5 seconds behind him, so we're looking pretty good here to possibly passing then, depending on how long he stays out, and it turns out not much longer. In fact, it's at the end of that lap then, we were still bringing that gap down, but yeah, he pits then now then for his stop as well, and yeah, we take the lead, but of course we're not going to be able to go to the end on these tyres, so we will be pitting again, but our pace is looking quite good here, so maybe we may well be able to bring ourselves back into play later on. Squish has for some reason gone for the soft tyres there, which is a bit of a surprising decision there. I'm not sure if that was a mistake, but yep, not sure how else he would have done that there, but maybe also trying to stop. But the safety car now comes out, so that could help us out quite a bit here then. In fact, Getziger's just rounded into the back with Sarah lap down, so not sure what that was all about, but he's landed us a penalty as well there, so yeah, that wasn't too great, but I think he'd say he got caught out by the delta there or something, I'm not sure, but obviously yeah, that probably won't make too much of a difference though, because we'll serve it under the safety car, which of course you can't do in real life, but it's what the game does. But yeah, this safety car though, all in all, does suit us quite well here, because we now can make our second pit stop here, go over to the mediums, and be right back on the yeah, back with the train with the leaders here. As we are waiting now then for our pit stop, but it doesn't look like we're under much threat from those behind us then, as Swish did pit again for mediums there, so he's not anywhere near us. Pyro then goes through. I guess he just wanted the track position there, because I think pitting there as well for mediums may well have been a good decision for him there, but he decides out then he's going to retake the lead. We rejoin then in second position with some, well, I don't think they're quite fresh mediums, because I believe this was the set that I ran for a lap in qualifying, so they're not quite fresh, but with a few safety car laps here, they should be able to take us to the end of the race, I would think. And yeah, we should be fine I think with these ends to the end, but I guess it's just a question out of if there will be any more safety cars in this race. But still, we're looking pretty good as it stands, because yeah, we've just got Pyro in front of us then on hard tyres, so hopefully the mediums have a good pace advantage over the hard tyres, and we can make some moves. And in any case, Pyro also has a 3-second penalty, so we're looking pretty good here then, as long as we keep our composure, and we are in with a good chance of winning this race, I would say then, as we're back racing now, and we've got John then who's a lap down in front of us. There was ghosting on for lapped cars in this race, but still it'd be quite nice if they move over here as we're heading around this first sector then. And I just wanted to stick with Pyro here, but we did manage to clear the back marker there then eventually. But it's hard to tell really. I thought someone else was coming from behind them, but I think it's just the ghost cars there. It's all a bit hard to tell. But yeah, we're just sticking to the back of Pyro now then, and look and see when we can make the move, as we should have a pretty good run here then. We don't have DRS at this stage, but we are going to have a good slipstream here. We're using our overtake and we're using Rich as well, and we just weren't quite close enough there then to risk on the brakes. There's really no need to risk it either, because as I said, he's got a 3-second penalty, but still these medium tyres then are probably going to drop off quicker than the hards will, so it would be quite nice to get this move done sooner rather than later, just in case there is a drop off in performance and the hard tyres do come back later on. So yeah, we do want to get this move done quite quickly, but yeah, at the same time we're not under too much pressure here to really get it done. Got Psycho Swish a couple of seconds behind us, but he's not really challenging at this stage, which is a bit of a surprise really, but maybe he'll mount something later on here, as Pyro was actually a little bit slow through, I think it's turn 5 there, I'm not sure, and that actually compromised my line a bit there then, and we weren't quite as close there. He sort of says, go on then, I'll dare you, but yeah, I thought about it. I'd certainly put the car there, but just didn't quite have it then at the last second there on the brakes to actually complete the move there. And now this time we're actually a little bit further back, but that actually may well help us then, because I think last time we were maybe a little bit too close to back in there, and then when he checked up we sort of had to as well. We've got a great run this time then. He goes defensive, but we see the gap, we're on the brakes, and we've managed to get the move done then. We should just be able to cover the inside line now then for this next right-hander, and we've got it done then. We're up into the lead of the race, and now we'll just see if we can stay there. We should be alright as long as we don't get ourselves any penalties and don't make any mistakes either. But here is the replay then. Just had some great speed there with the DRS and the overtake. We used the car's width on the inside line, and that was all that we needed there then to make the move. We knew where to brake there, and we managed to get it done then, and we're up into the lead of the race. So yeah, we managed to make it work then, and skipping away to the final lap then, where this how things stayed for us. And yeah, I think Pyro just dropped back on the final lap because he was staying quite close to us there. I do wonder what would have happened if he'd pitted for mediums, because I do think he seemed to be quite a bit quicker than me in this overall, as we almost bin it there into that chicane. But yeah, I do think that he probably was quite a bit quicker than us this weekend, so it would have been interesting to see what would have happened if he'd gone for mediums with us as well. I think he may well have beaten us in a straight fight, but nonetheless then, we got the strategy right. We win the Singapore Grand Prix. We don't take the title today, but we make another big step towards it then with that victory, and it's looking ever more likely now that we are going to be taking the title here then, as we celebrate on the top step of the podium once again then, with Pyro there in second place, and the racing point of, I believe it was Jake there, who finished in third, although there were penalties to sort out later on, so I do think it was actually Psycho Swish who got that result. But yep, there we go then. We take the win from Pyro, and I do believe that Psycho Swish did move up to third then, because a penalty at some point got removed for something, not quite sure what, but yeah, he moved back up to third then. So in the championship then, we are 167 points clear then in the championship, with only 182, I believe it is, still to play for. So it's looking very good for us then. After the next race there will only be 156 left to play for, so that means that if Psycho Swish fails to outscore us by, I think, 11 points at the next race, then we will have wrapped up the championship. There's also permutations as well there for Pyro and Korg. I believe that if Pyro doesn't outscore us by 16 points, then he's out of it as well. In fact, I do believe that Korg has now dropped out of it, because he is 182 points back, and because he hasn't won any races this season, even if I score no points and he gets the win and fast lap at every remaining race, he won't have enough race wins on count back. So it's now officially a three-way fight then for the championship. 3 drivers still mathematically in contention, and we're looking pretty good then, considering there's still 7 races to go. So hopefully we can wrap it up sooner rather than later then, and just be able to enjoy the rest of the season. And yeah, that was it then for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then consider leaving a like on the video. And that is about it then for this one. Shall see you next time for the Russian Grand Prix.